Hey everybody, my name is Josiah. How's everything going? This is going to be the You First podcast, and honestly, I'm super happy to deliver results today. I'm super grateful. I'm in a luxury scenario, super happy, super brilliant. The place that designed the infrastructure is so amazing. I have to give props to the people, obviously, here. They do a lot, and it means a lot to be able to get this out. Super privileged to have this experience, super grateful to be able to have the knowledge to be able to provide here today. The first topic that I do want to start talking about, obviously, when it comes to little things, is first value. And right now, I do want to say that this moment right now has an insane amount of value. The value that's surrounding me is really insane if I try to put in the calculations. And the value that it takes to be able to put this content out and have the knowledge behind what I'm saying is insane amount of value. So I do want to say that that's the first topic that I want to bring into. So the first, when it comes to perspective, is value. Are you overlooking value? How far is it that you are looking over value, and how far is it that you care about value? Are you mistaking the difference between value and purpose, or are you mistaking the difference between purpose and value? That's kind of what the main story of this is. Now, for value, it's pretty much anything that has some type of obviously importance. Value is obviously importance, and value is something that obviously is just what is there. I do want to say, what is a value? That you have a roof over your head, that you're able to sleep for the night, that obviously you're able to quench your thirst when it's possible, when obviously you feel down. What's something that is importance of you that brings your mood back up? And the difference between that and purpose is, what is your purpose? What is your drive? What gives you a motivational factor? What gives you a drive forward to be able to achieve goals, to be able to build structure, to be able to build your type of legacy that you want to leave behind? So when it comes to little things like this is what I put a lot of clarification on. So obviously I don't want to move too far from the topic. My main thing is value. So obviously value is very of importance, and I do want to say that you can never really mistake it for anything else in the world. The fact that I have a table that stands completely still and doesn't move and won't move at all, so that I could be able to have this moment to be able to talk right now, is very important. If this, for 1 second, table just got up and walked off and I couldn't do anything about it, there's just nothing I could do to be able to get this moment. So even now, the value of just this scenery, the value of this not moving, so that there's higher quality, there's more direction when I'm talking, so that obviously you guys know what I'm trying to get across, it means a lot to me. So purposeful wise, I do want to say that my purpose obviously is a drive to move forward, is to obviously get content for you guys to be able to continue moving forward when you guys are putting you first. But I believe it's far than just content. I obviously believe that the value of this translate beyond any type of purpose that can really be conjured. I do want to say that for me now, to be able to have a seat right now and not have to stand up because somebody needs me to stand up even now, or somebody wants me to get up and go, and just different things, that's something that I do want to take into appreciation. Obviously, the commodities, obviously it's accustomed to us. I'm super appreciative. So obviously, I do want to say that whenever it comes to just motivation in general, are you putting yourself first whenever it comes to the value? What's your perspective that you put first when it comes to value? Are you appreciating the fact that you're able to sit down? Are you appreciating that there's a table to be able to have things set on? That way you don't have to worry about it moving and getting legs and walking off and moving like anywhere across the world. It's kind of just like, that's the importance of it. So even now, are you mistaking value for anything else that gives you motivation, that gives you a direction forward, and a sense of meaning too? That's kind of what I do want to get across. Are you mistaking value for anything else? Now, I do want to say that whenever it comes to value, I obviously take a lot of things into consideration. My family is one thing that I take into consideration. They have a lot of value to me. I would never trade them for anything else in the world, and I hope you wouldn't either. I hope you first wouldn't either, because that doesn't, translate very well across, the worldviews that do happen. Family is very important. I would never trade my family for anything else in the world, so I'm super grateful, super happy. It means a lot to me to get that done. And I do want to state now, what's some type of gratitude that you're moving towards whenever it comes to value? Do you have gratitude behind your value, or unfortunately, are you mistaking the value for just anything else that could be going on in the world? Are you mistaking the value of being able to have something for today to be able to enjoy? Are you mistaking your value for anything else that gives you motivation, a sense of drive, a sense of purpose? Are you mistaking your value even now? Like, when it comes to different perspectives that I do want to bring to the table, I'm seated right now. I would imagine that it would be awkward to be able to stand up and have this moment to be able to kind of talk for a solid couple of minutes. But obviously, it would throw people off into a different sense of direction, and I would not approve of this. So even me, I kind of understand it's not the best idea to be able to do. So I'm super grateful. And obviously, what I do want to say is that the value of being able to be seated and be able to translate my communication across this and be able to be super happy that my delivery is solid, that my angles are on point, that I'm obviously grateful for what's happening is insane. And the fact that I have a building surrounding me to be able to protect me from the rain, to be able to protect me from the temperatures, the rising temperatures, the cold, a tornado, a hurricane, could be any type of these things. I like to be super appreciative of the value of this building being reinforced, being obviously mitigated to danger, and like having a nice room to be able to sleep in for the end of the night. It just seems very nice. So I like to put that into consideration. Obviously, whenever it comes to different aspects, I love the fact that I'm able to appreciate just little things, like even in this moment now. I'll never trade this moment in anything in the world. Super grateful for the value of just even accommodation. They accommodated it to us. Super grateful for that. They accommodated it, all of it, to us. So when you're walking into different buildings, are you appreciating the value of those buildings, that they're accommodated to you? I would say majority of buildings nowadays are all accommodated to you majority of the time. And even now, I like to appreciate the fact that this accommodation means everything to me, because without it, I feel that we'd be in tomfoolery. If the building wasn't accommodated to us and by moving it 1 inch, it fell and toppled over us, I would be very disappointed and very sad that the building wasn't reinforced or structured in a way that'd be a unique scenario to us. So even now, I like to be appreciative of these little things. What I do want to say is that it's a blessing to be able to have the motivation to appreciate value, because a lot of times we do lack that insight whenever it comes to little things. The insight of me appreciating my hair. I love my hair. Obviously, anything could happen. I could obviously, I don't know, spend 4 years on a military base and all of it's off. But I do appreciate that I have this here. So I appreciate my hair. The time that it took to grow my hair, the time that it took to be able to have this natural look with my hair, the time that I didn't rush to be able to forcefully grow like new growth into my hair. I like to appreciate little things like that. Are you appreciating the time it took for your aspects as well, for the value that you are holding? That's one thing that I like to get across as well whenever it comes to different things. Me, as an individual, I like to say that whenever it comes to value and perspective, I appreciate my value, the value of communication, the value that I was walking around different neighborhoods, communities, knocking as a salesman, obviously interacting with people on point, beautiful team behind me, beautiful creativity, beautiful knowledge bestowed upon me. I would never mistake it for anything else in the world, and I always appreciate the little things that happen for me, because I never take them for granted, and I'd be a fool to take them for granted for even 1 second. So even now, are you appreciating the value of your communication? Are you appreciating the value that you can improve your communication over time, so that on a longer time frame, no matter what scenario pops up, you'll be able to have a display of a characteristic that may mature on somebody else, to be able to allow them to move past anything that they might be feeling in that moment, whether it comes to emotions, whenever it comes to just mental space. You never know what time of day anything could have happened. Let's say they could have went through a heartbreak or something like that. You never know. So obviously, having communication and be able to display a maturity and a sense of clarity upon them means a lot. Even me now, whenever it comes to different aspects like that, when I normally go through communities, whenever I'm maneuvering through these type of scenarios, I understand anything could have happened at any time of day to the people that I interact with. And I have to be very careful on what's happening, because if I don't, it just kind of seems like it's tomfoolery for what's going on. So even me, I like to appreciate that it's just best in my knowledge to be able to have some type of communication that allows me a maneuvering of the idea of somebody feeling sad, angry, happy, frustrated, distressed. It's different things like that that I like to bring into perspective, because it's just very proper that way. That way we're not outmaneuvering what's the main key goal for the scenario that we're obviously trying to get at. So I do put this in a lot of good views, because it is best that way. That way I'm not interrupting the process of somebody's growth, somebody's maturity, somebody's blessings, somebody's aspects that obviously grow them into a proper character, because obviously we need that into our communities. We need that into our larger societies, if that's what I do want to mention. So what I do want to say, what value are you putting out there to be able to bring a larger perspective, a larger value, a larger character that you get to play as your own role into larger society? That way we're growing as a community, then obviously we could say society, but obviously as a nation. That's the main thing. That's the main goal that I want to get at, regardless of any aspect, regardless of any characteristic. My main thing is, how are we growing as a nation? Are we putting these values into perspective? That way we're maneuvering greater goals, greater aspects, greater change that you want to see in the world, that we want to see in the world. So even me now, I like to put this in consideration, that I've matured myself enough to be able to have this type of aspect that I want to bring into the world. That way I'm never interrupting the process of development, growth, or a new being that we've never really seen before. Obviously, I never know what type of message this will reach, but I do know that if I'm always gratifying myself to be able to be a larger person, a greater person, and a blessing, I do know that eventually it might reach somebody that might need my perspective, might need my value, and might need my greater goal that I need for obviously what needs to go on. So what I do want to say is I'm super appreciative of these little things. And before I get off the topic of value, I do want to hit some nice pointers, or just obviously want to get at some pointers, because it's very important to do that. Whenever it comes to value, are you mistaking value for what goes on in the day-to-day world? Obviously, cars drive themselves. We're getting to that point now. It's very unique. It's very large. In the grand, play of everything, we can say that it is what is needed. Majority of the people might want that customability, that option, and that aspect that allows them to be able to kind of play around with the day-to-day life that we do have whenever it comes to just different goals, different directions that we all have. So I do want to say that majority of the time, are you mistaking your value for what goes on in the day-to-day world? Are you mistaking that there's a table set for you that you're able to be at any time whenever it comes to relationships that you may have, your own personal relationships? Obviously you first, so obviously you must have to put that into a category and classify that for yourself, because obviously it's your own thing, and this is your own life, your own story, your own goal, your own glory, and no one can take that story from you. No one can change your story. No one can change your fate unless they decide it is best of their input to do so. And even me now, I'm appreciating that even me, I might have a part to play within some. So I am back. So what I was stating about value, obviously, value is of importance, and the unique scenario of value is that value is all around you. Value is all around you in every considerable area that you need it. It's always a blessing. It's always good to appreciate all the aspects that hold you together and that obviously are around you, because without it, you lose a sense of faith and a sense of direction and a purpose and understanding of who you need to be. So it is very important that you grasp the aspect of value. That way you're transcending your limitations and also achieving great stature when it comes to the advancement of the civilization of that we know of as the human race. Because truthfully, you may consider it a race, but you're only human. So do your absolute best to maintain who you are as an individual, maintain your sovereignty, maintain your liberation, maintain your grace. Grace is all around you. Even now, I find myself never wanting to mistake the sway of grace. Right now, I'm surrounded by pure grace. The grace of this moment now allows me to achieve so much, and it's never like my grace is taken away. It's constantly all around me, and I never really see people appreciating the grace that surrounds them until it's gone. So I like to appreciate even that, and I like to appreciate the little moments of the now. Obviously, I am surrounded by beauty, but I'm also surrounded by grace, which allows me to get this off, and allowed me to transmute my obviously knowledge and intelligence to be able to boost your creativity and your knowledge and your benefit. So obviously, I am on the topic of value, but I do want to transcend that aspect and get onto the topic of purpose. Now, when it comes to purpose, my main goal when it comes to purpose is transcending my limitations until I'm at a point where I'm greater than the limitations that could be set upon me. I want to transcend until there's no limitation that can be put upon me. And that means that my potential is the sky's the limit. Or obviously the sky could be limiting, but we're going beyond that. So even that may not make too much sense, but to appreciate that we're beyond the limit. And I do want to say at this point now, I'm just super grateful to understand that there is no limit set upon us. Our potential is forever increasing. The potential of it is just too great to understand. So I like to be appreciative. Now, when it comes to you first, I do want to know, what is your goal? What is your purpose? And what do you think your purpose provides when it comes to the idea of the now, of the moment of now? What do you think that it does? And what do you think that this clarity might bring to you in the long term of any aspect that you're trying to build or currently honing on whenever it comes to skills? That's one thing I do want to ask, if you guys do want to put that input in. But as always, it is about just understanding the value of right now. But I do want to understand as well when it comes to purpose. I do want to state that purpose is not something that you can just take for granted. Whenever it comes to a sense of direction, it's always best to grasp that feeling before it slips past you, because unfortunately, it does get to a point where you just can't understand what your purpose is anymore when you let it slip past you. And unfortunately, I do get to understanding that purpose is not something that is just like a initiation or an innate drive. Purpose is something that you deeply find creativity-wise to be beneficial. And this allows you to grasp that feeling until you can't understand what it is anymore. You just constantly just keep going with the beauty of it, because you just can't understand why this beats, or obviously why this obviously gratifies every experience that you could possibly try to imagine. Me, whenever it comes to different aspects like that, I like to appreciate different things, like understanding that my purpose, even now, was to become one of the greatest salesmen that I could be. But even now, I'm also transcending that limitation, understanding that my purpose can be something even more greater, something that I can be able to look back on and reflect and be understood that I was more than just what I thought my main purpose was. I was transcending even that to a point where I'm speaking to a large audience and obviously gaining the attention of people that might need my creativity when it comes to those aspects and is needed. Because a lot of times, a lot of people miss motivation, miss their drive, and it's nice to have that instilled back into the community, or obviously our great nation. That way we're able to continue moving forward whenever it comes to just different ideas of how we're moving forward. So I do want to say, when it comes to purpose, what are some skills that you're building on your journey, your adventure, obviously your story, to be able to hone your purpose whenever it comes to being an architect, whenever it comes to building structure within society, whenever it comes to understanding the greatest sense of you? What do you think your purpose is holding? Because even now, I like to think that personally, understanding my purpose allows me to become such a great individual, to the point where people cannot look at me and see examples of negativity or examples of unfulfillment. They only see growths of liberation that allows you to transcend all possible beliefs that limit you. So I like to believe in that, and I like to believe in this goal as well. So I do understand that it is up to me whenever it comes to just different aspects like that to be able to transcend my limitations and hone in on my purpose. My purpose even now is pretty interesting. Obviously, I'm not going to give too much away about my career choice, but I will say for the most part, I am currently enrolled in the school and currently obviously a college student, which I'm super happy about. And I don't like to brag too much, but yes, I am enrolled. And honestly, it is super proud and liberating to have that experience and to be able to be part of a bigger curriculum that allows me to excel myself. Even now, I would like to think about different things like how are my peers feeling in certain moments? Do they believe that their purpose is moving them towards a better direction? Do they believe that their gratifying experience is worth the time and effort that they're putting in? And to the best of my knowledge, it's always going to be a yes. You can never mistake the knowledge of now. You can never mistake that your purpose might give somebody else meaning to be able to keep going, to be able to proceed forward with insane amount of motivation and glory beyond benefit. So even me now, I like to appreciate these little things. And even me now, I like to appreciate these little things. Like even now, if I can show a little, I'll show a tiny benefit of it. I got my badge, a college badge. Don't want to show too much now, but super happy about that. Super grateful. Honestly, I do want to show that to be able to give motivation for the meanwhile. But at the same time, I do want to say, if it does come down to your purpose, what skills are you building along your journey to hone your purpose, to be able to hone your ability, to be able to hone your gratifying aspect that allows you to transcend all limitations and be able to find and become the person that you need to be, not required to be, just need to be for yourself in the long term of things. So I do like to appreciate that purpose aspect because it means a lot to me to be able to understand that even my purpose now, my purpose is to give motivation currently as it stands, but I never know if I'm transcending that limitation. I never know if I'm constantly improving to be able to become a stronger individual. That way, whenever it comes to the time, people can rely on the skills that I've been honing to be able to transcend their own limitations so they'll be able to become proper individuals. So, super proud. Obviously now, I like to understand that I don't like to take too much time away from things. Obviously, I do want to say that with the time that I do have, I would love to know what is your perspective when it comes to just the idea of transcending limitation until there's no belief in anything. You just know who you need to be and are required to be. That way, you're able to pursue any idea of regret. That's the one thing I want to say. So that's a good thing that I want to put out there. I believe that having purpose, having value, doesn't leave areas for regret. Even the grace around me has no regret. If it did, things might have changed all around me. Like the air might have just started changing all around me, and the table might have got up and Joe started walking away. And we never know. The painting behind me might have grew legs and just walked off. So just super happy that it didn't, and super gratifying experience to know that it didn't do that at all. So I'm super happy about that. Obviously now, my main goal is just getting the idea that you need to scale yourself whenever it comes to value, purpose, drive, motivation, skills, technique, any type of skills that you can hone. Let that be added to your purpose. Let that be added to your benefit. Let that be added to your gratifying glory that you can call your story. And I know that rhymed. I had to do this on that time. So I'm super happy about that. So I do want to say that when it comes to just different things, what skills are you honing? What type of benefit are you looking towards? Because honestly, it means a lot to know that your purpose brings benefit, but the benefit also adds to your purpose as well, if you can also see that correlation. So one thing I do like to think about as well is before, obviously, you decide to put you first and go on your own journey. What's some reflection that you like to do? That way you're able to correlate yourself to a higher being, a higher you. What type of higher you do you see in everyday? So obviously now, When it does come to purpose, I do have to end this short. What is some purpose-driven skills that you have? And obviously, what are you doing to put you first? As always, ladies and gentlemen, it was a pleasure to be able to serve all of you. And as always, amen.